time for a reset on this van. And what do I mean by reset? Well, I mean getting rid of those things that cause friction. And I got this idea listening to a podcast, and I don't even remember what podcast it was. But the person was saying, find things every day that cause friction and fix them. And a good place to start is in this van. And even though we've been driving it for 7 years, there are still little things that I could have fixed a long time ago, but I didn't. So today I'm going to tackle those things that have been giving us friction in the van. And the first one is the microwave. Everyone uses their microwave for storage. I keep my plates in here, and then I had a bunch of other stuff. And every time I wanted to use it, I'd have to take it all out. And I thought, why have I not put this into a basket? So all I have to do is remove the basket when I want to use the oven. And I keep my kind of storage, my leftover containers in here. These are all my bags. I keep an assortment of bags, Ziploc and other kinds in there, along with this lid to go on top of stuff that goes in the microwave. And now it's going to be so easy just to pop it back inside. Next up, I needed a new rug. The other one was great. I really liked it. It was the right width. It wasn't quite long enough, but it started to get kind of frayed along the edges. And so I wanted to get a new one. That proved to be problematic because Amazon no longer sold that one. And it's not always easy to figure out something that matches something that you had once before. But I think I found something. It's not as wide, but it is longer. So here's the mat that I found. This is actually it's supposed to be used in a bathroom. It absorbs moisture really well. And so I think this will work. And it's nice and long. One of the problems I had before was that the bathroom door had to clear. And this thing will not move around. And any reset should include cleaning out all the cupboards. So I took everything out, cleaned and vacuumed, and then took out everything that wasn't essential in the van. So my drawer is cleaned out, top and bottom. I'm still really liking this acrylic shelf that I had made. That's worked out really well. And down below, I organized this. I bought these little containers and then put some spices that I'd be more likely to use in the van. I found my strainer that I had lost forever. And that's nice and neat. So I'm happy about that. I still have some space. I cleaned out this cupboard. And I've already started putting food in there because we're going to be hitting the road in a week. And restocked my plastic bags that I keep up there. Those are 5-gallon bags, by the way. The only place I've ever been able to find these 5-gallon bags that fit on this thing is online. So I have to order them from Amazon. I also decided to remove the Lagun Table that I had here. I don't know how it happens, but I have lost the flip-up table that goes on the end of my countertop. And I've turned the house upside down looking for it. I got a substitute. I didn't want to spend a lot of money and have something made. So I went over to Home Goods and I found this little cutting board for 12 bucks. And I'm going to see if I can attach the hardware to this because I did know where the hardware was. But I have no idea where that piece of stone has gone. It looks just like the one that's on the other end of the countertop. And believe me, I have looked everywhere except where it is. My friend gave me these little plastic razor blades. I had never heard of these, but it's great for getting off this little bit right here that is sticky. And voila, it is fine. Oh, I'm so glad. I like it. It's wider than the other one. It's shallower, so it's easier to scoot by. The table is up, so you can get out. And even though it doesn't match, it's still a pretty good solution. I'm sure a lot of people think, why did you take out your Lagun Table? Well, I'm just not a fan of them because they always have to be moved. They're always in the way of something. At least with a flip-up table, You know, it goes right back against the wall and is out of the way. Now, storage is an issue in every van, and one of the things that's always bugged me is the handles on your pots and pans. Those long handles, they're hard to store, especially in this little tiny cupboard. It makes everything else more difficult. So I wanted something that would stack and would solve that problem. And I think I found it in this set. These are pots and pans. This one came as an 11-piece set. Obviously, I don't need 11 pieces, but I'm taking the ones that I think will be most useful in the van, and they will work on induction as well as gas. What I like about it is the handles are removable. So this set comes with 2 handles like this, and they're pretty easy to use. It also comes with lids. I'm only going to take one lid. You just pull this lever down and this pops open. This will be our kind of larger pot, but this I probably will mostly use for our salads because we have a lot of salads. And then this just pops on like that and locks in place. So that's that. And then it has a smaller fry pan like that. And finally, a larger one like this. And it even comes with 2 plastic lids, and it all stacks neatly together. I put the plastic lid on the bottom, keep that from getting scratched, and then that. And I have my thing here, my pot holder, and I put my bowls. I have 2 size, well, actually, I only have 3 bowls, but I got 2 larger bowls, and then I still have a small one. And then the lid goes on the top. And it all goes back inside like this. And I still have some extra space here. And then this is where I keep the handles. And by the way, this is still my absolutely favorite pot of all time. It's a milk pot. And I love this thing. I use it every single day, both at home and on the road. So I have one for each place. I do not take my dishes in and out. And then the handles go in here. My milk pot lid. And I don't know what I'll probably still put chips and things in here. That's usually what I do, so they don't get all crunched. A couple more things that I purchased. One, I wanted a dedicated butter dish for the van. And then we bought a new filter because they've come out with a better filter. So I'm sure if you're an RVer, you use the Camco filter, and this is the one that is supposed to have an added filtration system in it. So we have a new one of those. And I bought a Ninja blender. This is rechargeable. Everything I've ever gotten from Ninja has been great, and so I thought I'd give this a try. I like to have smoothies on the go, and this is really nice and small. And I've already used it. It works really well. So we'll see how that goes. And it's even smaller than my other one that I've taken before on trips. So the bathroom in this rig, of course, is very small. And John has been wanting something to store on the wall like I have. And so I got another one of these toiletry organizers. And got one for him. So we both have one. You can just stick it onto basically any smooth surface. And these are very smooth walls. And there you go. The other thing I also bought, because if I want to take any cleaning kind of solutions and things, sometimes the containers are way too big and I want something smaller and I don't need to carry that much. So I thought I'd give it a try with these flasks. I guess people use them for wine and stuff. But I thought I'd put cleaners in this and see how that works. It's a smaller amount and it will save space as you use it. So I bought some of those. I also want to mention, I'm not suggesting you buy any of this stuff. I'm just sharing what I have found. Hopefully these things will work and might even give you an idea for something in your rig, maybe using it in a different way. So that's why I share these. Okay, now for the big item. And I know a lot of you will say, you're nuts. You guys are selling your rig. Why are you doing this? But we still probably will be spending another, between 30 and 60 days on this bed here. And over the years, we've noticed that the foam isn't quite as dense as it used to be. And so once in a while, John would complain. So I thought, well, I'm going to look into getting this thing somehow repaired so that there's more foam in there. And I called up our Beach Cities RV, and they're great. They're a great resource. And they said, oh, we take our vans to a spot in, around the corner from them. And they gave me the name, and I went over there, and we now have an extra inch of really good high quality foam in this sofa. So, and we did not touch the ottoman part, just the sofa, and it is clearly plumper than it used to be. And so we'll let you know, as maybe even the next video after we've spent a week on this thing, we will let you know how it's worked out. But it was the cost was $475. I had no idea how the bed was attached to the frame and whether it was going to be a problem getting it out, and then what is it going to look like when it's done? Anyway, you have all those concerns because you don't want to ruin anything at this, while you're doing these fixes. And I was really surprised because the top actually has a zipper around the bottom. The bottom piece has these clips that go in, so you don't have to destroy any of the fabric or anything like that. The process for doing that, because you might think, oh, it's going to take forever and I have to leave my van. And we didn't. We just drove the van down, and he removed the seat. The hardest part was, I think, for him just getting into some of the tight spots to get the screws out. But it's just, 4 screws on each one of these pieces. So 8 screws, took it out, and then 2 days later, I went back and they put it back together. So it was a very seamless process. And maybe the best part about having those seats removed is it gave me an opportunity to clean underneath there. So now that the sofa is out, got a chance to clean it. It's been 7 years of dust. What kind of grease is that?
This is high performance grease from Park Tools.
Let me see the front of it. You use it on the dropper post, but I don't know. You think that'll be okay?
It works on the bearings and everything on a bicycle.
Okay.
It works on.
Because we've had one of these fail before. We don't want it to fail again on our trip. Yeah, it looks like good stuff.
It is. Absolutely.
See where it squeaks?
Yeah.
Can you see where it squeaks?
Yeah. Squeaks down here.
It's found the squeaky spot.
He's squeaking inside there. So.
Okay, well maybe that'll fix it up.
Some over here.
Good enough. I made 2 improvements to the outside of the van. I finally fixed my utility door. I don't know if you remember, but I had black tape holding it closed because I never installed this properly. But thanks to the help of my neighbor, we were able to grind this down to get it to the right size. And then I also put some foam around here to keep it from rattling or anything. And now it stays closed. Do you remember our old trasharoo? It was faded, it had holes in it, it was disgusting. We've had it probably 3 or so years. Anyway, I bought a new one. This is not the trasharoo brand, it's a different brand. Hamal, and it is bigger. So hopefully that will even be better. It seemed a little bit easier to install than the last one. I like ice, and I found several years ago an ice cube tray that I really, really like. I love this thing because you can push this and pop the ice out. But our new refrigerator freezer is smaller than the one we have right now. If you watch Keep Your Daydreams, then you would have seen them show this ice maker, this ice container. The ice tray sits up here. And then when it's frozen, then you turn it over and then you push down and the ice cubes fall down. It's actually easier just to give this a twist, like you would a traditional ice cube tray, like that. And they all fall in. Nice size ice cubes, has a little scoop. Now, my fridge here is not tall enough to take two because it comes with two of these. But this one will not hold two. So I will only use one. But I want you to see the difference in size. So it's quite a bit smaller. So I think this is going to work out really well. There are a few more things that I have gotten for this trip, but those can wait until we're on the road next week. And then I will also have been able to test out some of these things and let you know how they're working. There are actually 2 chapters to this video. That was the first one. But the second one was kind of an unexpected trip that we made down to the Adventure Van Expo in San Juan Capistrano. And I thought I'd throw this in at the end of the video to share some of the highlights. I like to keep up on the latest van gear. So at the last minute, we decided to attend a local van expo in San Juan Capistrano. We were particularly interested in learning about the newest suspension and lift options for the Ford Transit. But the favorite product I saw was from our own backyard, solar panels that tilt or even track the sun. It's a tracking solar panel, 400 watts. And the company is Robotios. Sounds like something you'd buy at Del Taco.
sorry.
This thing weighs, you said 140 pounds. And it'll go down and it sits 6 inches off of the top of the van.
It sits flush to the top of the rack. You don't even
Have you put any of these on a Transit?
It fits on a Transit that's inside the factory rails.
Oh, and then this one is only tracks in one direction, basically. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a little easier to integrate for different systems. You can put it over top of a rooftop fan. There's less stuff underneath it. You can even do like gear storage and stuff under there if you want to. Much lighter. It's obviously a simpler mechanism, so we can offer it for a lot cheaper.
Oh, that's cool.
But it still gives you huge benefits. From a flat panel system.
Usually install it with this facing forward and back or side to side?
It really is up to you. It can be any direction. If you have a campsite that you typically go to, and there is a better, there's an optimal way to orient the panel to maximize the energy.
You have like on, off, that's basically all it matters to the user, but you definitely have options to do other things if you want. If you want to put it in a special position, different modes, it has all the safety features, like if you forget to bring it down and you start moving, it detects vehicle motion and it brings it down. If the wind is too high, it detects the wind and brings it down. And it shows you the angles of the panels on the interface as well. So it's all GPS based. It's not based on like optical sensors. So with that, I'm going to keep packing, keep getting our stuff ready, the house in order, all of that stuff, because we're going to be hitting the road in just a few days. And we're going to be heading first up to Washington to see family, and then across the country. We have several interesting spots planned to stop and friends to catch up with. So I'm so looking forward to that. We will also be cutting up through Canada, Ontario and Quebec, and who knows, just depending on when our new van is ready, we'll decide what else we want to throw into this trip. And then hopefully sometime this summer, we will have a new van and be very excited about it. And so begins our next adventure. Thanks for watching. Jennifer and John, and we met them in Baker City. How many years ago was that?
6?
5, 6.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah. We camped next to them, and she's showing me this product called
we think it's called the Bug Snappy. So you catch the bug, slide it,
But you
and
can do it with
put
one
it
hand.
outside.
Can't you do
Oh
it with
yes.
one hand?
Okay, one hand. Okay,
One-handed.
hand. There. Let it outside.
Every camper should have one.
That takes all the fun out of zapping them.
I want to see sparks fly.